you just want to go inside?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So you go inside the Witch Cat Inn itself,
Yes.
and you notice the garden is overgrown, the conservatory is collapsed.
Oh, no.
The root cellar is a mound of room. Has a room dug into it. There's a room for 3 or more horses and another wagon in the stables.
Ah.
The storage room contains boxes of food supplies and equipment. The ground floor is a large lounge with double fireplaces. There's a kitchen, a bar, a storage room, and there's bedroom for the staff, and there's also rooms upstairs for, obviously, people that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Guests.
Guests, as
That's
you could
the
say.
word.
Okay. So is there anybody in the room with us that we can talk to?
You actually sound like Derek Ecker now. Is there anybody there?
Someone say hello to Quincy Jones for me?
So you go into the dining room, and the dining room is warm and lively. There's Jonathan, Lisa, and the father sitting at separate tables, getting served by Sven and Sophia. The ceiling's leaking and the rain is dropping down into bowls and pots on the floor. Sammy is behind the bar passing on orders to the cook. So what do you want to do?
Get a drink. Mingle.
We need to talk.
So
You think we?
Go,
you gotta go up and talk to Sammy, is it?
yeah, go straight talk to Sammy.
Yeah, that's what I ordered a drink. Make small talk. See what we can sort of coax out of the barman.
All right, so Sammy is standing behind the bar. He's a short, stout man in his 40s. He's a large beard, beautiful blue eyes.
Is it you?
He's loud, dominant, and violent.
It's Dick.
Me.
When you walk up to the bar, you notice that Sammy is talking to his daughter Sophia, and they're in the middle of an argument about her wanting to go do more arty stuff like the play upstairs and stuff. So there's a bit of tension between the two of them. He wants her to just kind of stay there in the inn and
Be the barman and then take over.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you want to talk to Sammy, do you?
Yeah. What do we ask him?
Off you go.
Sammy. My son. What are we asking Craig?
And he's
You
going to
obviously
just
need to get real, won't you?
don't want to walk in and go, Sammy, why is your daughter weird? What's going on, mate?
We want to
You know
book.
what I mean? You wanna sort of
We want to get a drink and book a room. Well, 2 rooms.
Yeah, blend in. Buy a drink, book a room.
Ask if there's any free room. We don't know if there's any free rooms, do we?
Oh, so there's more travellers coming to the inn, so what can I do you for?
But like Jesus, we need to find out if there's any room at the inn.
My head did that was Jesus.
Or Mary, I don't know.
Go and talk to him. Ask him, can you have a room?
Can we have a room, Sammy? Sir, good sir, Mr. Inman.
Another priest. There's another priest sitting down there at the table.
Oh, we have.
You might want to talk to your fellow man of God at some stage.
We can't talk to each other, or we can bust.
But yes, we have a room. Are you sharing a room or 2 separate rooms?
Is it a single bed?
I'd say we'll share. A priest isn't a man of wealth, so we can share.
That's fine. So I'll have my daughter Sophia show you to your rooms, or to your room.
Yes.
So Sophia comes over and she just nods and she takes your bags and you just go up, and the room is just a basic B&B type room with
lovely.
2 beds, a sink, a chamber pot, flat screen TV,
mini bar,
you have Wi-Fi, good sir.
Babe station, a kettle, some tea bags, the usual stuff.
A fridge you can't use, otherwise you get charged extortionate rates.
Yeah.
That's it. So she leaves you to it. So
we put our bags down.
After a while, the 2 of you just come back downstairs and you sit at the table with
the priest.
Olaus.
Oh no, okay.
So 3 of you are eating some food, and Olaus kind of says, well, you think you should kind of mingle with the other people and maybe get some
Find out.
clues off them, or
Good thinking, Olaus. Who should we?
so we're not here to socialise or
No.
have fun. So we're here on a business.
Business.
Ghostbusting.
So we
I
need to
think
talk
go
to.
to the priest first.
I say we need to talk to the people who.
Are you going to go together to people or separate, or?
I'd go together because we've both got different
Skill sets.
build sets. So if we can sort of work together on it, 2-pronged attack. But
How long have we got? Because it could take longer to do that. Although we're here for the night, aren't we? These guys aren't going anywhere.
How long until the big show, Dick?
Not for a while, yeah.
Okay, so
we've got time to visit a few tables.
Okay,
time to mingle and
we'll go together because the people
have
know
a couple of drinks.
People saw us arrive together. They know we're a team.
Yeah, it's gonna look weird if we walk in and separate.
Because we look like we're we're investigating.
Olaus kind of just goes, well, I'll leave the two of you to it because I've already
I know
kind of asked questions and they're kind of sick of me at this stage. So maybe they'll be more forthcoming to two new people, especially a priest.
Yes, man of
I'm
God.
leaning heavily on this priest.
Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's go talk to the father. I forget his name.
Father Clahard.
Yeah, him.
So Father Clahard is sitting down, eating some dinner. He's a priestly-looking bald head. He's an old man.
Oh, lovely.
So he looks up and sees Father Lars and hello, my brother.
Brother.
The gods he sent you here, and you're welcome to sit down and have a chat and
break bread
and share some wine.
The blood of Christ.
So the two of you sit down, and Father Niels goes, well, I'm the priest from the church Billaby up the road. Like you've probably seen the steeple coming through the trees. Like any time you want to come up for a pray.
For a pray.
Well, that's what they do. I don't know what priests do.
You're an Irishman.
And if you want to come up and have a kneel down and we talk to Jesus.
Yeah, I get you. Is there anything that can be said for doing another mass?
Do an observation check.
Okie dokie.
I
always forget.
Observation.
1
Let
plus.
me just check what I need.
6.
Empathy.
6.
Empathy and
6. Yeah.
Observation.
Go on. Go to 6.
Oh, okay. Do I need to do one, or just lead on a
You go on as well, because you might
have
learn
questions
a bit
as
more
well.
about you.
Yeah.
Observation.
I got a
1
6.
and 4, 5. Yep.
6.
So you just notice that he's kind of coughing a bit, and
Ooh.
like when he wipes his mouth, there's a bit of blood on his tissue, so he's obviously seriously ill. He seems to be a nice, jolly man anyway. So,
poor father.
Can we ask what brings him to the tavern?
he goes there most evenings just for the company, really, because there's no one else around. So he's just up in the church by himself. So,
Bit of an alcoholic.
no, he comes down to bless the peoples and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, to be with his people.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So he also tells you that, like, about Sammy's wife Nora, who had a strong interest in the unknown, and she was a talented artist just like our daughter Sophia. And at the start of the year, she thought she saw a strange figure in the night and claimed to hear footsteps. And at the same time, she had a fight with Sammy about inviting actors and singers to the inn. Sammy hates all forms of art and all that kind of stuff. So he said no, and something happened and it escalated, and it's being said that Sammy gave her a couple of slaps.
Oh no.
On several occasions, and eventually she had enough and she left with the theatre troupe last summer. And Sammy heard that she died of cholera in her sickbed in Karlskrona.
Did anyone else sort of see her go, or is this a missing person sort of situation?
No, everyone's seen her. Like, it was kind of common knowledge around the place,
so
like
this wife.
Sammy didn't like her interest in the occult, and especially because of his grandfather, who left unsavory types into the inn from Uppsala.
So hates the artist community.
And
creative types.
you can do another learning one if you want more information of him.
Yes,
Yeah.
learning 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're more learned than I am.
7 goes. Here we go. Nope. 2. Oh, double 6s. So yeah.
Perfect.
So he also says that when Nora left, Sammy locked her door.
Oh.
And no one's been allowed in
his room
since she left. In Nora's room.
Oh, Nora's room. Oh, okay. Let me see the.
And over the past year, the inn has deteriorated. The roof is leaking. The boards are breaking. The garden has become overgrown, as you see when you came in. And despite the fact that Sammy works hard to maintain the inn, it's like it's cursed and it just keeps rotting.
Oh no.
And since the beginning of the year, guests at the inn have suffered terrible nightmares, dreaming that someone is cutting their throats with a knife or being buried alive, and that their best friend's actually the devil, and they're on a stage suddenly when another actor stabs them. It turns out to be a real knife and the audience applause as they die.
Oh my god.
So there's a lot of shit going on.
Okay. In is sus.
So he just pretty much says that's all he kind of knows, and that's all that he hears from the people. And the Sammy has a bit of a temper, but he's a good man at heart. He hopes he is anyway.
Thank you, Father.
Okay.
Thank you, Father.
Did we just become best friends?
Look at the amount of the activities we can do here.
I'm going to look for another lost sailor to be my friend.
So, where's our room? Are we on like the rooms next to Sammy's rooms? Those empty rooms? Are we in one of them?
If you look at your map.
Yeah, on second floor.
You're on the second floor, so there's Sophia's room, Nora's room, and Sammy's room, and then there's 4 rooms that are
empty. So we're one
empty.
of them.
One is yours. I'd say your one is the one across from Sophia's by the trapdoor. The trapdoor leads up to the Shadow Theatre, which is in the attic.
Okie dokie. Just so I know. So who else is in the room again? Let me have a look. It is...
Right, so in the room there is Lisa Finkel, Einhorner Finkel. And there's Jonathan Gines.
There's the waiter.
Who's a farmer.
Isn't it?
And Sammy's best. Yeah, there's a waiter. His name is Sven Cruz.
He might be nosy, right?
He's kind of rushing around, and
he might be too busy to help at all.
Is he not Dutch? Is he Russian?
It's Sweden.
Well, he could be. He's in Sweden. Like, he's not Russian. You kind of try and wave at him, but he just kind of rushes by it because Sammy is calling him to clean up dishes and stuff. So
Sammy's best friend is that guy, isn't it?
Is Jonathan Gines. He's a farmer and he's a bit of a gossip, but he's also a raging alcoholic.
What level of inebriation does he seem to be at?
He's jolly at the moment. He's kind of...
It's talkative then?
Yeah, he's talking to...
Can we ply him with alcohol?
If you want to, that would be...
That would be best.
Do that as... We have to go over and say hello to him.
I was going to say, let's go over to Jonathan. Go over to Jonathan and say, like... just introduce ourselves casually. Because he's pissed, he'll just be like, hey, hello. That's what I assume. Hello. Hello.
Hello, my name's Jonathan.
Hey up.
Hello.
Bargum, it's another priest.
Bayek, it's another priest.
So Jonathan's sitting there and he has a big tankard of ale and he's having a laugh and a joke with a nervous looking Sophia behind the bar, like, because he's a bit of a sleaze. Let's just make him a sleaze.
Slays.
No, let's just say it is.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say he's a
He's an
sleaze.
old man. He's as old as a dad.
Yeah, so and
And he's going for his daughter.
so he sees the two of you walking by, and he's like, another man of the cloth and some kind of
His
big
friend.
man.
A
And
priest.
what are you? And he just goes, "What are you supposed to be?"
What are you supposed to be? Craig?
Yeah, okay.
So what do you say to him?
Do you say to him? Craig?
I would be pissed at that comment, so I will hold my tongue.
So he goes, cat got your tongue, huh? So just like it's me and you, priest. So he calls Sophia to get 3 more drinks, and the 3 of you sit down together and start chatting away. And
So what's the crack?
over to you two.
So Jonathan.
Okay, so
Jonathan, my son.
does Jonathan do a job there, or is he just a patron?
No, he's a farmer. He's a local farmer, so he's just there getting pissed pretty much every night after his, I don't know, milking the cows or bringing them in or whatever they do.
So I think
Sheep bothering.
Should we just go?
I think just a general, what's this place like then?
Ask him about the nightmares. You know what I mean? Say like, have you noticed anything strange around here, Jonathan?
Yeah, I suppose he's drunk, innit? He's not going to know we haven't been staying there as such.
No.
So we could sort of.
What are you going to ask him?
We could sort of make out like we've been staying there. I'd be like, oh, I had a terrible nightmare last night.
Have you noticed anything strange happening around here?
Well, ever since Nora's left, it's been pretty. The place has gone to ruin, and Sammy's mood is a bit more unwelcoming to people.
Could we ask him what happened to Nora in case he's got a different story?
Do a learn and check them.
Yeah.
Learning.
That's a good point. After you, my learning priest friend.
I'm going home.
3, 4, 7. So.
Sorry, Brown is making some cookie crisps.
Oh, I got a 6.
Oh, great.
So what do you want to ask him?
If he what happened to Nora?
So
in his opinion,
his head kind of drops a bit, and he kind of looks over at Sammy and makes sure that he's not listening, because he gets fairly angry. So he just says,
I can feel myself feeding in. Go on.
So he just kind of tells it the exact same as the priest, really, that he had an argument and Sammy gave her a couple of digs. And she kind of left with a travelling troupe of artists.
Does he?
And ever since then, Sammy has never kind of been the same. And the daughter has started to see things, and everyone's having kind of bad dreams when they stay in the inn, and it's kind of gone down to shit, pretty much.
Can we ask him if he's had the dreams?
Yeah, he said he kind of passed out at the bar one night, and he kind of went all cold, and when he fell asleep, and he woke up and he was near the root cellar, like he was walking in his sleep, but he doesn't remember anything. He said the dreams were really vivid. It was a kind of man walking, or he was walking, and you could feel someone behind him, and then all of a sudden his throat just started spraying with blood.
Oh, nice. So,
and then, as I said, he woke up and he's beside the root cellar.
Okay, so he physically slept.
He doesn't know how he got. He doesn't know how he got there, other than.
No, he said he never. I never sleptwalked before.
Yeah.
Yes, usually when I'm that drunk, I can't really move, not mind fucking walk. So
yeah.
That's why I fell asleep at the bar.
Yeah.
But he said he's worried about his friend Sammy, because they've been friends since they were younger, and he is a good man at heart, but he kind of became a bit hardened over the years, and he just has a really big dislike for arty type people for some reason, and he kind of took it out on his wife and lost her, and then kind of he fears that he'll do the same to Sophie. He'll drive her away, and God knows what will happen to him then.
Okay.
So do we feel like we're getting everything from John here, or do we feel like there's something else to give?
I think I don't know. He seems like he's just giving us the same as the priest.
That's it. Like that's all he can do.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows, do they? I think Sophia. We have to talk to Sophia.
And there's Sophia and there's Lisa as well.
Who's Lisa again? Sorry, Lisa is
a guest. She's
just a guest.
She's a chemist on her way back to Uppsala.
So is there? I don't know if you'll be able to tell us this. Is there anybody who came for the show other than us, technically?
You haven't asked anyone.
Okay. Well, let's talk to Lisa.
So while we're talking to John, should we just ask about the
John?
show?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
I don't like being called John.
John. Hey John. Hey John.
J-Dog.
You can call me good time Johnny.
So the show that's going on, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, Sophia she said all this stuff just came to her in a dream one night.
So she's making it up.
And she wants to do, like, she'd never heard of shadow theatre before, and all of a sudden she's building one up in the attic, and like that's why Sammy's a bit worried, because he doesn't know what's going on, and obviously he hates artists and stuff, but he doesn't want to repeat what he did to his wife, to his daughter, but he doesn't want her dabbling in this stuff either. So, but everyone knows about the play.
So have other people seen this machinery, or is she just built it on her own entirely?
Yeah, she built it on her own. Like she's never studied like all shadows you found out in your clues. Like shadow theatre is a big thing in Europe.
Yeah. But she hasn't learned about it. She just knows how to do it. Yeah,
it's like someone is channeling all this information through her. And that's what Sammy's worried about.
Okay.
Especially with his grandfather being who he was, and
yeah.
his wife dabbling in the occult and stuff. So
does John know all this?
Yeah, well, him and Sammy are best friends.
Best friend from childhood.
Yeah, so he kind of knows. He knew Nora, and he knows Sophia since she was a baby, and he's kind of like Uncle Johnny.
Hey Johnny,
sleazy Uncle Johnny.
should we leave John at the bar and go talk to Lisa?
I'd leave John. Yeah. All
right, so John gives you a slap on the back and he says he'll talk to you later.
Take it easy, John.
So where do you want to go now?
Want to ask Lisa what she's doing in the inn? Just a casual.
Yeah, that's fine. So Lisa who's she with? Wasn't she with the priest?
No, they're all sitting at separate tables.
She's just she's a guest. She's a chemist. Is she?
Yeah. So Lisa is sitting by herself. Okay. And she is she looks a bit spaced out a bit.
She's a chemist, probably on drugs.
Yeah.
So take a learning test.
Learning is
Logic.
Yuli.
3, 5, 6, 7.
I've got a feeling
2.
my character might be slightly imbalanced.
Oh, the two of you kind of bounce off each other. Like you have all the brawn.
Yeah.
Fail.
You failed. So she's sitting there and she kind of looks up at the two of you in a big kind of paranoid state, and she just nods and says, "I'm going back to my room," and kind of brushes past the two of you and goes up to her room.
Okay.
And that's the last you see of her.
I can't chase her. That's just creepy.
Mm-hmm. So we've got now.
So we've done
the cook.
Lisa is fucked off. We spoke to the fryer. We've got the cook. We've got the waiter. We've got Sammy and
we tried the waiter. He brushed past us.
Yeah, the waiter rushed past. Yeah.
So is the cook in the room? Is the chef in the room?
No, the cook's in the kitchen. Actually.
Well, the cook's in the kitchen, but I don't know would Sammy let you in the kitchen. He doesn't really. He's our only guests. Like.
Yeah. Have
okay,
we...
well, it's going to have to be Sammy, because I can't just go and talk to a kid. That's a bit...
But she's not a kid, she's...
Let's go talk to Sophia, come on. Might
Sophia is... I tell you what she is. She's 16.
Okay. So, So we will go to Sophia.
Where is
on
Sophia?
Sort of,
Sorry,
So Sophia is
at the bar.
she's cleaning she's cleaning the table
Okay.
on
So she
the
approached
far
it.
end of the room away from Sammy because she's a bit of a loner. She a daydreamer type, and that's kind of annoys Sammy as well.
We approach you,
Can
but
we?
I'll approach you with my smiley godliness.
So she's tall and plump, so she'd be kind of a bit bigger than Sammy, but same kind of heavy set. She's
Yeah.
brown eyes, and when she talks, she kind of whispers and she doesn't keep eye contact. She's a shy girl, pretty much.
Yeah.
Jittery.
I get you. So let's go talk to her then, Craig.
So you
Sorry.
walk over towards her and
Tor.
you have to kind of talk.
I know. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, do we know her name's Sophia? Don't we? She doesn't know us. So
Yeah,
it's
because her dad introduced you.
Yeah.
He said, Sophia will show you to your room, so we know it.
Okay.
We know it to sort of say.
Yeah, she showed you to the room and that was it pretty
Okay.
much. Like,
So we basically need to
Sophia,
introduce
my
ourselves.
child.
that
Hello.
was fucking creepy.
I think we need to ask her about the show. Be like, oh, what's this show all about? You know, we see the flyer.
Oh yeah.
So you go over and talk to Sophia, and she kind of notices you coming, and she kind of shrinks in stature because she's just a shy person. And you ask her about the show, and there's kind of a glint of happiness, but a bit of she's a bit frightened as well.
Yeah.
So she says that like one night she was asleep and she had a dream about, well, in her dream there was a man called Oscar Hjort. Oscar Hjort. And he was kind of telling her about shadow puppets and stuff. And so she decided to make a shadow theatre upstairs, and he kind of told her his story. So that's what she kind of, she made a play out of it.
Ah. So she, in a dream, she saw this guy.
Yeah, in a dream.
Oh.
So Oscar, just recapping from what we learned earlier on, what relation was Oscar to Prairie?
None whatsoever.
No.
So how did he know it? How is he linked?
No, he's not. It's in the dream.
It's a mystery game.
It's a dream.
I thought we learned the link earlier.
No, it's not Olaus. It's Oscar.
It's Oscar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a new guy.
I thought there was a link.
It's a new
You
guy.
learned from the library in Uppsala that Oscar brought shadow puppets and stuff.
Yeah, and he was a writer. He got involved in the occult and stuff like that.
Yeah. And studied in France.
Okay, so we now know that the play is the story of his life and/or death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Sophia's still cleaning around, but she's always looking at the corner of her eye, and she sees her father kind of staring across at the three of you talking. So she kind of, you want to ask her to do a learning check. Is it learning?
Learning. Is there anything? What's the problem, Sophia? What's the problem?
I'll do a
3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. No. Yes, 6.
Right, so Sophia, you kind of say, what's the story with your dad?
What's the story with your dad?
With your father.
In a Swedish way.
What's going on with your father?
So she kind of looks very kind of withdrawn and sad, and she said like her mother died last year. Like her and her father don't really get on because of her love of the arts, like her mother, and she kind of really misses her mother. And she'd love nothing to do with this place anymore, and she'd love to just leave, but she just needs to do this shadow puppet thing first.
Ah.
So, what about Lee?
Yes.
What about asking her about if she's sort of on the same page as everyone else with her mum running away. Has she seen anything to do with her mum? Because if she's seeing this strange fella in her dreams...
Has she seen... She hasn't got the sight, has she?
Oh, she might do.
Should we ask if she's seen anything magical or
yeah,
mystical?
you could go down the whole priest route of, have you ever seen anything you can't explain, or have you seen your mother since she left, or
What would that be though?
That's up to the boss.
That would be
Inspiration, observation.
You could do manipulation.
Yeah, okay. I'd say that's manipulation.
2.
Try and manipulate her.
5, 7. Okay, 7. No. Come on. Oh. Let's go. No, fail.
Your dice are shit, mate.
What? Failed to manipulate.
So Sophia kind of looks at the two of you. She doesn't say anything, but you can see in her eyes that she is just terrified.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so we're on the right track.
Yeah.
So she kind of gets up all the glasses, and you hear Sammy bellowing from the bar, telling her to hurry up and stop bothering these nice people. And she kind of just looks at you and scurries off towards the bar.
No.
Okay, so next stop is either Sammy or to try and get into the kitchen, Lee. But I don't think we're going to get into the kitchen.
Oh, no, not together.
Well, while you are standing there, Olaus comes over to you and asks you, how's the investigation going? See, does your information kind of match his information?
Yeah.
How much do we trust Olaus, Lee?
Well, he's invited us. We might as well trust him.
I don't trust him. But go with it.
We have the power of Jesus on our side.
Okay, so do we share everything?
Yeah.
Is it as simple as that?
Well,
okay,
all we've learned... Well, the only thing of note we've learned is that she had the dream.
Is that what?
Is that she gave us the name Oscar, which we knew, but we found that through our book, didn't we?
We didn't find that through talking to her or through Olaus, so he doesn't know that.
That's what I mean. What do you think?
Okay, just share everything with him. He's either going to screw us over or he's not.
So he's going to share all your information with him?
Yeah.
Well, share. Well, do we have to share all of it, or can we share a bit?
It's up to you.
I'm talking to Craig, not you. Jeez, Mr. Narrator.
Oh, sorry. The silent partner.
The only thing I would possibly leave out is it was questioning her on the site, because Olaus has got the site and he's never been invited to it, and so it might fuel his jealousy even more. And if he is going to do something bad, it'll at least negate that a little bit, and he won't take it out on the little girl.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
We're gonna share.
I'd share everything apart from her possibly having the site, because we don't know that. We're just assuming it.
We say, oh, we found out about what's his name? Not Oscar. What's his name? Olaus.
Sammy.
We found out about Olaus's wife.
Sammy's wife.
Sammy's wife went missing, and
basically we've just learned. We will repeat to Olaus and say, is that something you've learned? Have you got anything else to add to it?
So Olaus is sitting there and he goes, sure, I've heard the rumours about Nora alright leaving, and I was talking to the drunk bloke at the bar last night, and he kind of told me all this kind of stuff. But are you telling him about the dream that Sophia had?
No. Just in case.
So Olaus he goes, so what did Sophia tell you?
She's just excited about the play.
Yeah, she's excited to share the play that she wrote.
So you want to do a manipulation test?
Yes.
That's you again,
That'd
Lee.
be me
7.
again,
Yours beats mine. Mine's only 3.
What did the two of yous do it?
What, mixing together?
No, like double your chances. Like.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. That
We could-
definitely. I didn't know we could do that.
Thanks, narrator man.
Thank you, kind stranger.
6.
It was me, God, giving you the nudge.
Thank you, God.
Oh,
Thank you,
I got
God.
a 6 too. So
Sounds.
That's grand. So he goes, that's very interesting. Then all of a sudden, the room starts to get fairly cold, and you notice all the lights and the fires in the room start turning bluish in color, and you look around, and everyone in the inn is asleep except for you two, Sammy and Sophia.
Ah.
So 2 of you take a fear test. It's a fear 1 test, so you only need to have 1 success. So
Fear. The mind is.
what are we
fear.
going against? Sorry.
I forget how you do.
fear. A fear test is. Isn't it?
Isn't it?
It'd be empathy, wouldn't it?
Is it? Okay, so yeah, because I rolled 3 before.
Yeah.
Empathy.
Yeah, pass.
So it's 5 for me. Yes! 6! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, I got 6 on the last
So
row.
the 2 of you is unfazed by all this stuff happening, but you see Sammy kind of freak out, and he just starts shouting, "Nora, why are you doing this, Nora?" So he runs out into the conservatory, into the storm, because the conservatory's in bits, and he just starts kind of shouting at Nora to leave them alone. And Sophia gets spooked, and she disappears upstairs into the attic.
Oh no.
So what do you do now?
I say we take this opportunity to get Sammy while he's scared.
Yeah.
See what we can find out.
What's really going on? Because if he's awake.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's awake. Everyone else is asleep. He's terrified. He's panicking. It's the best time to get the truth out of him, surely.
But do we leave Sophia just upstairs?
Yeah, she's all right. She's got some sort of ghost looking after her, apparently.
Or do we split up?
Is he looking after her?
Well, I didn't know it was a he. Thanks for that information, Mr. Narrator.
Well, you know Oscar's a bloke, so...
Yeah. Well, would it not be safer for the strong man to go up and protect the little girl and me just to go talk to the...
Do you really want to separate? I'll separate if you want.
I'm just thinking, is it... I'm trying to make...
Do you ever watch Scooby-Doo? You never separate.
I thought it might aid the story. I'm trying to make the story good. All right, let's go get Sammy. At least she's indoors and she's safe.
That's what I mean. She's safe. He's ran out into a storm.
Yeah. Which way did he go, by the way? Into the
He's
stable?
gone out to the conservatory, into the
Did he
store.
go through the storage room and out that way?
Well, you're in the dining room,
He
so
went out-
I'd say
He went out
I'd say out the kitchen. No,
Yeah.
well, no, out the store. No, it'd have to be at the front door. There's no.
front door and then into the conservatory.
Yeah, so he ran kind of around
Down
the
and
building.
left,
into
yeah.
the-
Okay.
Yeah,
No
okay.
worries.
So let's go follow him. See if he's
So
okay.
you go out to the storm is really raging at this stage, like it's fucking bucketing down, and the wind is. It looks like the whole building is shaking. So you kind of see Sammy, and he's kind of slumped on his knees. Not afraid, but he's kind of heartbroken,
Yeah.
and he's kind of calling to Nora and asking her to stop the madness. And he kind of sees the 2 of you coming, and kind of stands up and kind of wipes the rain from his eyes.
It's not crying, it's raining.
It's just rain.
So he just turns to you and goes, like, "What do you two want?"
What's happening, Sammy? What's the truth? Tell us. What the hell was
Well,
that?
which way are we going? Is he? Would you say Sammy's a religious man? If he doesn't believe
yeah.
in art and he
Yeah.
believes in,
I'd
God.
say he would be.
Well, would
Kind
my
so he's got to trust the priest a lot more.
would
than
my
trust some
manipulation be
scary
a
person.
way to get more?
Yeah, he
truth
hates
out of
the occultism and he hates art. So
Yeah, so I'd say go down the manipulation route
Try and
to convince him that God sent you to help him and ask him what's going on.
Could do. Do a bit
do a learning test.
learning. So 3,
Learning.
4, 5,
Learning.
6, 7.
Can we not manipulate the bastard?
Well, try and coax it out of him first before.
Okay, well, we may as well both roll, because
Yeah.
we're all trying, aren't we? No, I never got any.
I failed.
So
Can we
he
go
kind
try
of
manipulation?
so he just goes, mind your own fucking business.
Uh,
It's, like, it's nothing got to do with you or your priest friend there.
So,
This is a family matter, and that's all that matters. So he kind of
so we
just
give.
turns his back on you and
Okay.
keeps staring out into the storm.
can we try to sort of coax him back into a conversation by mentioning the things that we've learned, mention Oscar or mention anything like that?
Do a inspiration check. Maybe you'll be able to.
Inspiration.
You can inspire him
2,
to kind of talk.
Mine's
with it.
3.
7. Oh yeah,
We'll
go on.
both roll.
Straight away.
I never.
Right, so how do you inspire him, Lee? Do you do a speech or do you do your godly thing?
I
Or
think we say, now, Sammy, Sam.
hey, over here.
God works in mysterious ways. We know this. Is this strangeness not proof that God's unhappy with something? Is there something you need to tell us? Can we not help you? I'm a man of God. This is a man of war, so ignore him. I'm a man of God.
I'll just leave.
I can help you, son. I can help you. Just talk to us.
Sammy kind of turns and says, he just drops to his knees and, oh, Father, like kind of in a confession kind of way.
Oh no. Okay.
And he just kind of says he's sorry for kind of what happened between him and his wife, and he shouldn't have let her go, and he's afraid that he'd do the same to his daughter, but he just has to try and steer them from the path that the mother was going down, and he sees the same thing happening to his daughter, and he just doesn't know what to do.
Could we say where we could help you? We can help you.
How are you gonna help him? Come on.
We'll talk this.
Can
go talk to Sophia.
Can we ask him how far his wife went into the occult and how sort of, how essentially messed up it became?
Do a learning check.
Learning.
I failed.
I
Hang on, I've got one more. I
3, 7. Oh, double sixes and Fisco.
Double sixes, so that'll be an extra thing. So he kind of goes, he just looks up at Father Lars and says, like, she was too deep, like just like my grandfather was with those heathens up in Uppsala that used to come to this inn years ago.
No.
He goes, he should never letting them in here. He goes, ever since then, like, things have been wrong. So he says, like, Nora, I locked her room when she left because I didn't want Sophia finding all her journals and stuff. So
can we look at
it's
them?
it's locked. It's locked away. Like it's there.
Is there anything there that might help us, Sammy? Can we go in together and try and find out what's happened?
Sammy just kind of looks at you and he goes, I told you all I want to tell you, and he just kind of stops talking and turns back around.
So
that's the end of that then.
Is everyone else still asleep?
Everyone's asleep except for you two, Sammy and Sophia.
Sophia's upstairs.
She's in the attic.
Should we?
She's in the attic. Okay, I vote.
Go kill
Nora's
Sophia. It's there.
Your rifle.
It's locked. We can't get in.
No, you can get in the attic. You can't get into Nora's room.
That's what I mean.
Can't get in, or it's difficult to get in.
It's locked.
Well, it's locked. But
Can I smash the door down?
if you want, everyone's asleep.
Oh yeah, and there's
Can
a
they
storm.
use a sleeping person to smash the door down? So if everyone's asleep, there's no we can sort of effort towards having to do it, quietly or carefully. Can I just pick something up and throw it
There's
through
a
the door?
storm outside, so he surely can't hear us, and she's upstairs.
Oh, he won't know. He's following.
That is up to you, my friends.
Okay.
So
where
Let's
are you
bash
going?
that door down.
You're
Is there
going to
any-
Nora's room?
is there any
Yes.
sort of axe or anything I can use to help me get an advantage getting the door down?
What
No.
are your weapons?
So you have a weapon.
I can't shoot a door down.
You
You
can.
can hit it with the fucking your gun, can't you?
I'm gonna shoot the lock.
You can't.
Ooh.
Or you can try pick the lock, or you can just try smashing it with your fucking shoulder like you did in
The house.
I'll-
No, right. Whoa.
in Castle
inn,
Grayskull.
the inn is falling apart. I don't think it'd be
the
that
inn
hard
did
to smash.
disrepair.
Yeah, I know, it won't take that much, so...
I think we get some sort of advantage trying to knock the door down because it's in disrepair.
I tell you what, because it's you, I'll give you an extra dice.
Thanks.
If you decide to do it.
We do
So-
decide to let's
So I
knock
can
it
have
down.
6 dice if I decide to do it.
So you go back into the inn upstairs and you find Nora's room, which is across from Sammy's room, just beside the stairs anyway.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to smash the door?
I'll keep a lookout on the top of the stairs.
You keep an eye on Sophie's room. No,
She's
'cause
in
not
the
there.
attic.
She's upstairs.
Yeah, well, the attic trapdoor is down the far end of the
Yeah,
hall.
you keep
so-
an eye on the stairs, but as soon as I'm in, I need you to help me investigate because you're
Yeah, okay.
clever. I'm dumb.
Okay.
Okay, so what am I looking for? A 6?
So you need to do a force check.
Force, which is 7.
is physique.
Yeah. So I'm on
This is-
5 plus
This
2
is just
force.
you,
aren't I?
right? I'm not doing it, am I?
No,
No.
you're on the stairs. So 4 and 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you have to get a 6.
You have to.
Yeah. Yes,
So you have
I will.
6 dice. So yeah, go on.
Yes, that's what I meant by 6. Yep, I got 1 6 in all that.
That's easy. So you just literally just smash the door with your shoulder, and the thunder and wind blocks any noise, so nobody knows anything.
Nice.
So
Okay.
you go in, 2 of you go into Nora's room, and it contains a bed, a desk, a closet with clothes, a bookcase, a large number of paintings,
Ooh,
and everything is covered in dust because it's been locked for so long.
yeah.
So do a learning test. See, can you find anything in the room?
8 minus 3. Nope,
Three.
Lee.
No. Last one. Yes! Oh! Oh, thank God.
Ho-ho!
Oh! Thank you, Father.
So you look around and you find Nora's occult library.
No.
So it was, what was it, 1 success, was it?
Yes.
So you have a look in it, and you can make a learn and roll if you want to learn something extra.
Go for it. So, and just another lane. So, 3. So what is that 1?
Learning is your logic plus whatever you learn.
Okay, so 3. So 7 more. Okay. No. Yes, double 6s.
Yeah, so you're reading the book, or you're reading their journals and stuff, and you realise that what you're dealing with is a revenant,
Oh.
and can be drawn. It can draw the very life out of a person with its ghostly embrace, and it can also control a person's soul with magic.
Ah.
So you can do another learning one if you want to learn how to get rid of it.
Okay.
I passed.
You passed.
Yeah, see if Lee gets a double first though.
That doesn't matter. Like it's
Doesn't
three.
it? You can't extra learn.
I failed it.
No.
Alright, so you learn that a revenant can be banished by burying its remains in consecrated grounds, like a church.
Okay.
Okay, so
Or
we need
if
to find the
A
revenant.
priest has holy water; he can consecrate ground as well.
Of course.
Do you have holy water?
I do, yes.
He does, you know.
I do.
Does he now?
I do.
He does, yeah.
All water is holy if I'm around. I'll just bless
Yeah, I
it.
know. That's what I was.
No,
that
you
was,
still have to. You still
that
have
was
to.
going to be my
I
next
know.
suggestion.
So while you're reading that, you feel the room get really cold again,
Oh, no.
and one of yous are going to get attacked by the Revenant.
Probably me, I'd say.
Lovely. How do
So-
we find out?
I have to roll.
Okay.
You're going to be in. If it works, you'll be enthralled, which means he can pretty much use you as a puppet.
Oh, great. Please
So-
pick the weak fat priest.
So the Revenant's magic is 9, so 9 dice.
Fucking fantastic.
So I rolled 6. This is my first time rolling. I'm so excited. And I didn't get any 6s.
Yes.
So another 3. And I did. I got 1.
Ah,
So Father Lars feels a kind of grip on his body that he can't control. But you can defend yourself with your with observation,
observation.
which is empathy and +1. So
Observation.
I think you're like 6, isn't it?
6 dice. So
Okay.
all you have to do is just roll the 6 and then
No.
the grip.
No. Come on, 6. No.
Oh, fucking hell.
So Father Lars tries to break from the grip, but he can't. So hold on. So he starts to control your body for a couple of moments.
Oh, no.
So he is going to attack Craig
Lovely.
with the power of Jesus.
I'm not scared of him.
So for the combat, there's two combat actions. There's
Yeah.
a slow action and a fast action. A fast action is like drawing a weapon, standing up, dodging, parrying, breaking free, chasing, that kind of stuff. And
May
the
I-
slow action
may
is
I
the
re-
actual attack.
May I remind you, you're attacking my body. So
I know, yeah. Well,
non-lethal. Just saying.
It's chubby and soft.
So Lee is going to. It has to be unarmed because he hasn't got anything.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So it'll be close combat.
Thank
So
God.
it'd be just force. So Lee has it's physical, which is 2 and 3. So 3 dice.
I've got 7 dice.
I got 1. So he lunges at Craig, ready to punch him in the face. So Craig, you can dodge if you want.
And
with
I've got
your-
7 in close combat, haven't I?
Well,
that
you're
right?
not. You're going to be dodging first before you react, if you're going to
okay.
react. So it'd be agility.
Agility. 6.
So it'd be physical and agility, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
6. Yeah, I got 2 6s.
So Father Lars swings a punch, and you literally just step aside, like, what's this fucking dope doing? And Father Lars kind of swings and misses and kind of falls on his face on the ground. And then the room kind of goes back to the usual temperature, and you kind of help Father Lars up off the ground, and he's kind of shook.
Oh, thank you.
So at least you know now that you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who's physical fighting one.
Revenant.
A Revenant. So what do you want to do next? Oh, sorry. There's Nora's journal as well.
Oh yeah.
You don't want me to read the whole lot, do you?
I mean,
I can if you want.
yes.
What is this, a document that you physically got?
Yeah, it was in the book. Right, so Nora's journal, January 15th. I saw it again last night as I was on my way to empty the widower Rudiger's chamber pot. The candle in my hand went out, and standing still in the dark corridor on the second floor, I could hear the floorboards move. Someone was walking towards me. I whispered my husband's name, and an unknown voice responded with a word I couldn't understand. The hairs on my arms stood up, and the blood throbbed in my veins. Finally, I dropped the pot and ran downstairs. My footsteps woke several guests, and I spent more than an hour on my knees scrubbing the stench of Rudiger's excrement off the floorboards. Sammy was angry. I didn't tell him I'd seen a ghost. It would just add fuel to the fire. January 17th. Do I really have myself to blame? I know what I did to Sammy, but that was almost 20 years ago. He gets so different when he's angry, and I go mute with fear whilst he demands answers. Perhaps I should know better than to upset him. But all I did was suggest that a sudden falling apart in the inn might have an occult cause. I definitely shouldn't have mentioned that ghost. Now I won't be able to show myself to the guests for a week. The bruises around my neck can be concealed with a collar, but no one can see the pain on my chest and stomach. But my left eye is purple like a plum, and my nose is swollen. I fear for Sophia. She's so much like me, and I'd like to tell her everything, but I'm afraid of what Sammy might say. He wants to eradicate all things artistic and sublime from my daughter's body, that which came for me. January 31st. I mentioned my nightmares to Sophia, and it turned out she's been having the same dreams. A man being killed, the murderer sneaking up behind him and cutting his throat with a knife. The body is buried in the unconsecrated ground, and suddenly it's my body in the grave. I've been buried alive and can't get out. All I want is revenge or peace in death. I wake it with a scream. February 7th. The fourth time I saw him, I understood what he was whispering. It's not a word, but a name. Priory. A prairie, wherever your man's name was. After spending several days pondering the matter, to Sammy's great annoyance, I remembered where I'd heard that name. Sammy's grandfather, who used to run this inn, was named Prairie Harula. There are lots of old letters in the attic. Among them, I found a stack of messages, all signed with Prairie's name, written in code and addressed to someone in Uppsala. The code was easily deciphered, and now I shut myself away in my room all morning, reading Prairie's love letters. Sammy is furious that I've neglected my duties. He is banging the kitchen walls and throwing saucepans against the floor. Poor Inkley. That's the cook.
Yeah.
February the 8th. I now know that who the dead man is. Prairie's letters is his guilt and feelings of remorse over a murder he committed. He killed a man named Oscar Hjort by slitting his throat. This happened during a meeting with 3 people from Uppsala. One of them was named Albert. Oscar is unwilling to cooperate, but what he's meant to do, I'm sure of. They buried his body somewhere in our garden. Prairie says that instead of having a priest consecrate the ground, they desecrated his body with magic. His fear is that he has damned the inn and condemned himself to hell. March the 1st. So Sophia's been quiet and withdrawn for some time now. I sat and talked to her. She told me that she dreams of setting up a theatre. She wants to put on a show here in the Witch Cat. I think it's a brilliant idea. I've sent an invitation to the Troll Dreams Theatre troupe, mostly to attract customers, but also to inspire Sophia. They will pass through here in the early April. This time I won't let Sammy get his way. March 19th. Sammy saw the letter from the theatre director, and as I'm writing this, I have hid in the stable like a naughty child. He hit me with the fireplace poker. What a prick. Everything went black and I woke up on the floor. I lost the feeling in my fingers in my left hand, and they are still numb. Blood, saliva, snot and tears are running down my face. So I need to keep this paper away from my body to avoid staining it. I'm so scared. Last entry, April 3rd. If I stay here, he'll kill me. Tonight I'm packed my things and I'm taking Prairie's letters with me. I'll show them to Sophia when I come for her. Perhaps we will return to the Witch Cat one day when Sammy has died or come to his senses. Then we can go looking for ghosts together. Now, there you go.